views with the live shopping ranking close. Okay, I think we are actively live. Yep. Okay. Okay. As promised, we're doing a live. I didn't tell you the day or the time, so if you missed this, it's okay. Not the end of the world. I decided what I'm gonna do is, oh good. Hey, can you keep track of the comments while I also do your read? Thanks. So I decided what we're gonna do is we are going to do a live read. And the reason being is that a lot of people actually don't know what a tarot read entails. And there are tarot readers who will read people live, but like what a basic card read looks like, at least when you're working with me, okay? When you do a read with me, honestly, it's probably going to be through video, where you reach out. I have products in my shop, but they're kind of expensive. I had to double it just the way TikTok is set up. You can always reach out via message. And I accept PayPal and Cash App, and you can always request a read. Then you get a video link sent to you, and you have access to that for 30 days. Okay, so this read is actually for my friend, who is also my what are you? What is that? What do I? Oh, my little Padawan. She's my little Padawan. And she's learning to walk. She's learning to walk the witchy way. And she's learning, and she's gone through some awakenings, but she's a little bit stuck. And so I called her last night, and I said, "What do we have happening here?" And she's like, "I don't know." And I said, "When did you last pull cards?" And she said, "A couple days ago." And I said, "What you're going to do is you're going to come over here tomorrow, and we are going to do a read." And she said, "Okay." And she showed up on time, because she is wonderful, but I was not on time. I was still making cinnamon rolls, because that's how we work. All right, so this is about a Queen of Pentacles. She is in the search for herself, but she needs to start working on self-reflection more. She struggles with pessimism, which is an issue, because when you use your gifts, you have to be working at a higher vibrational. You have to recognize, I'm looking at this in a pessimistic way. How can I look at this differently? How can I change the narrative? And if it's not something that you can change with the narrative, you need to learn how to release with love, and then find a way to rise above the negativity, okay? Struggles a little bit with her temperament lately, and honestly, so this is a little bit difficult, right? Because we have outside influences that affect the way that we think, the way that we behave, and we have to learn how to rise above it. We need to learn how to think a little bit differently. Oh, it's upside down. How do I change that on a live? I don't know if I can change that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how awful is it watching it on live, guys, when it's upside down? Because I don't think I can change that on here. I think I'd have to change my whole setup. Let's roll with it. Sorry if you hate it. It's our first live. We'll get better. So outside influences, you kind of have to realize, you have to come to the realization, and even if you come to the realization, there's a difference between coming to a realization and then putting into practice. I cannot control how others behave. I can only control how I react to them. It's our responsibility to make sure that we don't act in a temperamental way. It's our responsibility to make sure that we treat people with compassion, we treat people with love, and then we go from there, okay? Because you are struggling right now with pessimism and your temperament, it makes you kind of gloomy, like you have like a kind of gloomy cloud. When is the last time you saged and Palo Santos your house, madam?
Yesterday.
Before, when is the last time you've used the protection spray on your house?
A week ago.
Okay, so maybe we should do that a little bit more often. Maybe for right now, until you struggle getting over this emotional blockage, sage and Palo Santos every day. The kids like to be saged anyways, so like you could maybe do it, have it be a thing before school, where you sage and Palo Santos the house, and then do the kids, because then any sort of negativity that they encounter while they are outside of the house before they get home, they'll be able to handle in a happier way as well, right? Sage yourself. Friendship, where are we? Selfish. This is a problem. And you look at me like I'm going to call you selfish, and the problem is you're not being selfish enough, because your practice actually means that you have to take the time. You can't go, I was busy, I had this to do for this, I had this to do for this, I had this to do for this, the kids needed this, my husband needed this, I had to go here because somebody else needed this. It is your responsibility, because you are a grown-up, to etch out time every day to work on your spiritual practice, because that's the only way that you're going to see growth, and we both know that you are going to need it in the upcoming months. It's going to be very important for you to put in the work now so that you can handle things that are coming down the road, right? Friendship and financial security. Healthy friendship, that's something that you were manifesting, and it is your gateway to being able to have the emotional growth where you can have the spiritual growth that you need. Financial security is something else that you want to work towards. I think you sometimes get so caught up in the desire for more financial stability that you wander off the path. Like you see, it's like a bright red flower over there, and you're like, oh, I could do that, and you wander off that. But what Hecate and your family have been telling you is, if you concentrate on this is going to be your key to being able to be more financially secure, because they are going to lead you in the right direction that you need to go, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So again, self-sufficiency, we're going to go ahead and double down on that. You guys are more self-sufficient than you realize. It's a matter of budgeting. It's about matter of controlling your spending, right? But the more you make time for yourself and your growth, the easier getting to that self-sufficient space is going to be, because the universe will let manifestations come in, but they're only going to let them come in when you can handle it. So if you want to be more self-sufficient and you want more stability, they're not just going to say, here, let's give your husband a raise, because where you guys are at, you would just still spend it, and you would still be coming from a place of lack. You actually have to change your mindset. You have to come from a place of mental abundance in order to see that monetary abundance. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Stagnation and avoiding sacrifice. The reason why you are stuck is because it does feel sometimes like you are sacrificing time that you could be using for something else when you make space for this. But for anybody, whether you are walking a spiritual path, whether you are just a person who's trying to live their day-to-day life, in order for us to have happiness, we actually have to eke out bits and pieces of time for ourselves, for our emotional well-being. And when you are walking a spiritual path, that's the first step you take, is how can I become emotionally balanced? How can I take that step and have emotional stability? And then it bleeds through to the rest of our lives, and it becomes something really beautiful. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or thoughts yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. All right, so we are using a new, this is what I thought we were going to do before I had this conversation with my friend yesterday, is I thought we were going to do an unboxing because I got some new clarification cards. I'm not going to use the book today, I'm just going to use the cards. Oh, because it's upside down. Oh. Where are we? Oh, boy, this is weird. Sorry, guys. It's a little wonky. Oh, and there's a delay. Jesus. I promise it'll get better. New setup, let's change. All right, so I'm gonna do 3 Woodland Wardens Oracle cards for clarification, and then I'm gonna use the bicycle deck, and then we'll probably call it a day. I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet. You know who I was thinking of having do this with me is maybe seeing if Des wanted to do a live read.
She would love that.
She would, I know she would love a read.
Yes,
so,
she would.
She is, I don't know if she's watching, but I know she does follow me on TikTok. So Des, when and if you watch this, reach out to me and we'll do a live read for you. This one for sure. This one for sure. These are pretty. I've literally never used these before.
That is so freaky because when I was shuffling those for you, that first one flipped over when I was shuffling.
It's like they were trying to give you a preview.
You did.
All right. All right, what do we have happening here? So this is Fox and Ivy, adaptability. You know, you have the ability to adapt. You have the ability to make the space in your life to go in the direction that you want to go, but you actually have to make it's the sacrifice, and it's a sacrifice that you make for yourself, but it's also for your benefit. It's something difficult, just like we were talking about working out. You wanting to make more space for working out. I also want to make more space, and we need to start doing. That's what I was going to tell you earlier. Is we should start making time and space every day to make sure that we start doing yoga again, especially since the kids are off to school, right? We have to sacrifice a little bit of our time to be able to make that time for ourselves. So in the end, is it not really a sacrifice? Probably, but it still feels like one. And then we have patience. Sometimes you feel like you should just stop. You don't really have time for this because you're not seeing the growth that you want to see. And the problem that the reason why you're not seeing the growth that you want to see is because you're not putting in the work. So it's like you need to change the way you look at things, and I think this will also help with your pessimism and your temperament as well. Anything that happens in your life, doesn't matter how bad it is, your toddler goes and takes off his diaper and creates chaos. They don't see your face, it's fine, they don't know. I'm just saying, because this is real life, okay?
It's so real life.
And so he goes and he makes a mess because he has taken his diaper off, he has peed on the floor or whatever, right? And it gets so frustrating, and you're like, this is bullshit. I am tired of this. I'm done, right? How could have this been better? He could have pooped, but he just peed on the floor. That's amazing. You know what I mean? Like, you find a better version of whatever horrible thing that just happened, or how could it have been worse?
I have been doing that a lot lately, though, is finding a better and just laughing at it, because the other night he decided to play in his pee.
I love toddlers so much. They're the best. Potty training boys is a good time.
It's great. Boys are fun.
Boys are a good time. They smell like dirt and chocolate and make questionable life choices coming out of the womb.
Is that poop or chocolate?
All right, the next thing we have is preparation. You've been going through an emotional awakening, but you've hit an obstacle. There's some sort of stagnancy that's happening, and it's like you don't realize that you are stuck, but you also don't realize that you are the cause of your stagnation. And that's why we had to do this, because I was like, does she even know?
I have felt stuck lately, and I know the reason why is because my health issues. It's like I've been having one thing after another lately, and I finally, after this last health issue, I was just like, I'm done. I can't can't do this. I'm just over the last 8 months with my health has just been a roller coaster, and this last one I was just like stuck for a while.
Yeah. I do want you, when you are feeling frustrated, especially health-wise, ask for help. Like, you can ask the deities and you can ask the archangels for guidance. What should I be doing? How can I make this better? Or like, even like if I have a headache, I'll reach out and I'll say, whatever deity that I'm working with that day, I do not have a second in my day to go take an aspirin or a Tylenol. Can you please help me with whatever this pounding is? And they like take the headache away. Magic is a manipulation with the energy outside our body, but your gifts, it's a manipulation of energy within your body. And when you reach out to the deities and you ask for them, it's almost like it's a mixture of the both. And you have that ability. Everybody has this ability. It's just a matter of what work you put into it. And you started putting in enough work so that you could go through this emotional awakening. And that's why you're struggling so much now, is because you started to go through the work and you stopped. That doesn't make the emotional awakening that you went through go away. Mm-hmm. It's still there. Like, so it's something that you have to continually put into. But that being said, you have personal autonomy. You could give up if you want to, but they had me bring you over here bright and early on a Sunday morning to tell you not to do that. It's not, it's
not who I am.
Right. You're not a person who gives up.
Nope.
Not
very easy.
No, you make life your bitch and you're going to go for it. So that's what you need to do. I did forget, bottom of the deck energy is concentration and focus, and that's really just the name of the game. You have to start concentrating on yourself. You have to start focusing on yourself. When you do that, you're going to see it affect you positively in other ways. It's going to help your health. You're going to continue to attract more positive friends into your life. You're going to find that stability that you ache for. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Preparation. You have some things that are going to be happening, and it is going to require you to be able to handle this in an emotionally stable way. And this is not just you, this is also for your husband. He is going to want to start doing that shadow work again. He's going to want to start putting that work in again, because this is going to be a thing that affects the both of you, and you both are going to need to prepare. You know this, but it's like you talk about it and then you drop it and then you want to just forget it. You need to actually start making the steps to emotionally and mentally prepare yourself for the things that are going to be happening, because it is external influences that are going to be happening from outside. Like, you don't have a say in it. You can only change, you can only affect and make a change in how you would deal with it. And you guys are going to need to handle it in a much more mature manner than what you would have typically, because this is going to be, it's going to be a little bit rough for the next couple months, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's hit the bicycle deck. I wonder what time it is. Okay. All right, we're going to do the bicycle deck, and I don't know, is anybody making comments, or are they just watching?
Oh, they're watching.
Okay. Let's see. New ideas, transformation. We're going to have to sit down. We're going to have to come up with some new ideas to work on your transformation. Shadow work is not enough for you anymore. You need more. You need to learn how to release your old ideas, because the way that you are looking at things is not going to move you any farther than what you are. You need stability, but you need to work on your emotional stability in order to have that structure to bring in other stability into your life. Oh, they gave me another one. Hold on. What do we got here? Clarity. Clarity on your expansion. This is something we're going to do together. We are going to work together to get clarity on the next ways that you are going to work on your expansion, so that you can continue to grow. And honestly, that is also a little bit of a failure on my part, because even though every now and again I call you, it'll show up in the cards, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why have you not been pulling your cards? And then you'll do this, and then I leave you to your own devices, because you are, you're an adult and you get to make your own decisions and you get to make your space. And also, I'm an adult, but it's my responsibility, because I took this on, to continue to say, why don't we try this? Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Like, it's my responsibility as well to, because as somebody who is meant to guide you, to take the steps to continue to do so and not just leave you hanging high and dry, even though life has been chaotic. It's going to create an unexpected windfall for us. It's healing. Honestly, this is healing for the both of us. It's going to, and it's unexpected windfall is sometimes it's monetary, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just like happiness that you didn't know that you could achieve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Connections are key. It's important for you to continue to build healthy connections. Like attracts like. So when we are low vibrational, we attract low vibrational people into our lives. So as we continue to raise our vibrations, it's important for us to release with love people, places, and things that no longer serve us. And sometimes that's a little bit more difficult. Sometimes we can't do it all the way, like if it's our family. Some people will hard cut off their family, but some people find that that's a little bit of a struggle, and then you just adjust. But for some people, you can just cut them off and say, you know what, I'm so sorry. Maybe this was just a seasonal friendship. I don't think that I have this in me anymore. We need to not speak. But like, do it with love and kindness, and then you're going to see victory. I love that for you.
Me too. So I was thinking, man, this is going to be a long winter.
It boils down to continuing to work on building the boundaries that you've been working on creating since spring. Because you're touch and go, like you'll create a boundary and then you backtrack and let people stomp on that and then you reinstate it. It's your responsibility. You have to set a boundary. Boundaries are...
Keep the boundary.
And keep the boundaries. Rules are limitations that we create for other people. Boundaries are what we are willing to put up with, right? And so when you go back and forth, you give mixed messages. Oh, we can kind of just actually do whatever we want because she'll forgive us. You have to make the boundary, maintain and keep the boundary in order to have that consistency in your life when dealing with lower vibrational people, and that is going to help with the pessimism, and your temperament is something that we are going to have to address in a different way, but also the same way. And I think it's just going to make you more happy because you are happiest when you are following your spiritual path. It's just you're off frolicking in the field, and we need to bring you back in.
Got the squirrel brain lately.
Oh, okay, yeah. We do need to stop, but there's a trick that I wanted to show. I've done it on here before. I've done it with, I've actually done it on a TikTok video, but it was at the end of the read. So there's a game that I want you to play, okay? You can do it with tarot cards. You can do it with dice. You can do it with, I don't know. You can tear up pieces of paper and like write different symbols. Yeah, thank you. You can do different symbols on it, and then have it, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to have tarot cards. You could do bicycle deck cards, okay? The way this works is you take a card. Don't look at it. Did you look at it? I don't know.
I didn't look at it.
I'm going to pull it from another side just in case. All right. So you go and you take the deck and you go and you try and guess. And it's okay. You can have every single thing on this card wrong. But it's always fun when you flip it over and you go, oh my God, I got it right. Because then you're listening to your inner self. Okay? So obviously this is a cat deck, right? Close your eyes. And you tell me, what do you think might be on this card? Think about the colors. Think about what maybe the cat would look like, or what card it is, whether it's a suits card.
I feel like it's a striped cat.
Okay.
That's all I can feel is striped cat.
Gold or pink? That's what. All right, let's see.
I think it's gold.
You think it's gold? Striped cat, gold. High five! Woo! We did it. We are winning. And don't you feel good because you got something? And sometimes you get none of it right, and that's okay, because that's how you learn discernment. That's how you learn to listen to your to the other side of the veil and your higher up, and the deities and archangels and your guides, because sometimes our inner voice can sound a whole lot like our pragmatic, practical voice, and there can be miscommunication. So this is a really good way to raise your intuition and to grow. And if you wanted to do bicycle decks, if you just have like a deck of cards, you can flip it out. You can think, okay, is it going to be I think I feel like a spade or a clover or an 8, and you just start picking things up out of the cards, and you can use that to grow your intuition. With that, I'm going to leave you guys. Thank you so much for joining us on our first live. I promise I will come up with a different setup so it's less chaotic and you won't be upside down. Thank you for hanging in there with us. We are going to finish making cinnamon rolls. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Make good choices, and we will talk to you later. Bye. I don't know how to turn this off, actually. How do you turn it off?